My name is Frank Mols. I'm a lecturer in governance and public policy here in the School of Political Sciences and International Studies. I teach a course, amongst other things, a course in dynamics of governance at the master's level, which I've taught for many years, and I love teaching it. The students are great. They come from all sorts of places in the world, not just Australia, but also New Zealand, Indonesia, China, to name just a few countries. Often when we think about public policy, we immediately think of very dry, dull stuff, the cogwheels of the bureaucracy, the procedures and so forth. And that, although that's an important part of public policy analysis, that is really only the beginning. We have to understand the processes of how policies are made, who influences them, who determines them. But there are far more interesting things that we can see when we study public policy. And a way to make it more interesting for myself has been to use political psychology as a way of looking at public policy and to unpack certain things. And that has translated into interesting work, publications that came out of it. For example, a study that we did in nudging, which is now a very popular means of influencing people's behavior. You may or may not have heard about it, but a lot of governments across the world now have nudge units or behavioral insights units, and try to use political psychology or psychological insights to actually influence people's behavior. And that's a trend that's now worldwide. A lot of governments do it, invest a lot of money in it, and we've written a quite critical article having looked at what are the benefits but also the shortcomings. This is published in a very prestigious journal, which we're very proud of course, but it's just a way to illustrate that you don't have to study public policy. You don't have to study public policy in a very dull way. You can actually make it a lot more interesting. That includes also looking at questions of power and influence, and not shirk the difficult questions of who gets a say, and who gets a say maybe in a formal way, but also who gets a say in an informal way, who is able to influence policy decisions without us necessarily knowing about it. So this is in a nutshell what I'm interested in and what I do here in the School of Political Science and International Studies, and I very much hope that you will join us in the near future. Thank you.